Alright, I'm gonna take my new favorite car on my favorite track, Northcliffe. Even though this isn't my first run on Northcliffe in this car, if I make it a lap without crashing, then it's gonna be only the third time that I do that. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I just bought a Pro Formula Mazda, this car in real life. I have still not driven it on a track. I am leaning heavily towards though that I want to do that. I want to try it in real life, which is one of the reasons why I'm driving it in the simulator here, trying to get used to it. I am finding that at least the simulated version of it is quite a handful. For me at least, it's been harder to control than many other open wheel cars, which seems on the surface that it shouldn't be, because it's not that, it doesn't have really that much power. It's about 250 horses, but it's a light car, and it seems to be a little bit loose. I tend to spin out a lot in it. It is great fun though. I've gotten to do a few races in it now in iRacing, which is a lot of fun. Still spin out frequently, but I managed to finish the whole race yesterday without spinning out, which is a big win. Especially if I'm going to be taking this car to a real track. Going slow here so I can talk while also driving and try to avoid crashing. Need to adjust the controls a little bit, get the shifter a little bit further back so I don't have to reach this far, because definitely not that way in the car. Shifting is though, on sequential shifter here, it's pretty similar to in the car. I mean, of course I haven't tried it while driving, but I've been playing around with the controls at a standstill. Shifter in the real car, of course, is sequential, and you may be surprised that if you've been running this car without a clutch, with an auto clutch or something like that in the simulator, that is actually pretty true to the real car. Of course, it does have a clutch, but you really just use the clutch when you for launch. After that, it has what's called a no-lift sequential gearbox, which means that when you're shifting up like this, you don't have to even let off the gas. Just shift. And when shifting down, it will only allow you to shift down if the revs are in a range, in a low range that allows for that, so you don't break the gearbox. So you really don't need to use the clutch at all while driving, just when you're taking off, which is kind of cool. The real car does have a safety also though, so you can't shift it into neutral or reverse without pulling a safety lever also while you shift. This corner is always a little bit tricky for me. Oh yeah, I messed that one up pretty good, but I'm going slow, so I guess it's okay. I really would love if this car had the ability to run against AI in iRacing. It doesn't. I think iRacing is the only simulator that has this car, and we're probably not going to see a whole lot of love added to it like AI, because it's a little bit of a orphan in real life. The Pro Mazda Racing Series, I don't think it exists anymore. The cars can still run races with the Formula Atlantic cars, I believe they're called. Those cars are considerably more powerful than the Mazda, so they are. So in races, at least you're running at a huge disadvantage. But I mean, they are older race cars, and I mean, the fact that they are orphaned is probably the primary reason that I could afford to buy one, because they have dropped considerably in price due to that reason. look very much forward to taking one to the track. I've been looking into options for that, how I can take them to the track. Not a lot of track day organizations allow open wheelers with the street cars for I believe safety reasons. The open wheelers tend to be much faster, and they can be hard to see from the other cars, especially if they're not used to looking for something that small, and novice drivers aren't. But there are, of course, ways to get to a track. Potentially the easiest way, but also the most expensive way, would to become a member of a track club. But those are super expensive. The ones I've been looking at is like they're either around like a sign-up fee of about $3,000 plus like $200-300 per year. So actually the cheapest one I found was $4,500 one-time sign-up, and then $100, sorry, a month. There's a monthly fee of $100. The others had like a monthly fee of $200 or $300. So in the long run, that would probably be the cheapest option. Still expensive, more than I want to spend on something that I don't even know if I'm gonna enjoy that much. It looks like racing real cars is pretty expensive, not just the maintenance. So other options to do that is there are tracks, minor tracks around that allow these cars on track days or training days, I guess, training sessions. But you need to be an experienced driver. You need to take a safety course with them. One I found I have to take 2 safety courses because I don't have a racing license, so I'm not considered a seasoned driver. Just those 2 courses are about $1,200, and then I'd have to pay like $150 per session on the track. Those courses would not allow me to take. I can't take those courses in this car because they'll want to have a trainer with you in the car, so it has to be a 2-seater, which this isn't. So I would have to take my daily driver, but I could do that. That would be one way. Another path it's I'm kind of leaning towards, but I don't know all the details about it. And that is to simply just take an SCCA racing license. Found a track that has a 3-day course that ends with you getting a license, assuming you pass, I guess. I don't know if they will allow me to take that course in this car. Probably not, which might make it a little bit more expensive, because I'm also not sure I can take it on the daily driver. I might have to actually rent a Mazda Miata or something like that, which would make it more expensive. But anyway, the price on that is $1,700, which is also a lot. But you get like a 3-day racing experience with it, which is going to be a lot of fun. And you get the racing license at the end of it, and that racing license is going to give you better access at track days, in that most track day organizations will let you go solo on the track without a trainer. While if you don't have a racing license, they won't let you go solo on the track unless you've done a few sessions with the teacher in the car, or trainer, whatever we call that. So I think that might probably be the my preferred path. Still very expensive, but it seems like everything about this is expensive. I don't know what tires cost for these, but I'm expecting that they are probably also not very cheap. My car has not completely worn tires, they're like maybe halfway through, so I can probably do a session on them before I need to buy new tires. but I'm gonna verify that, of course, with the mechanic before I go to the track. Have found a mechanic that's not that far from me, which is great. That works on Formula cars. Probably be taking it there and having it inspected for safety and oil change, etc. For taking it to a track. Because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. This is pretty much the only racing experience I have ever had here sitting in a simulator. So yeah, that is my road to the road so far. I was considering in the beginning to just pretty much start out the car immediately and turn it into a motion simulator. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, at least not yet. I want to try it out first. So I'm going to explore those paths a little bit further, maybe sign up for some racing classes so they'll allow me on the track in it. And yeah, of course, if and when I do, I'll post some videos on that as well. So yeah, looks like I made two super slow laps here without, or 1.5 without crashing, which is great. I am going to shut up now and see if I can go a little bit faster. Although this section that I'm on here, if you don't get that 90-degree turn at the start just right and carry a lot of speed through it, you're just gonna be super slow here. Like that corner, you usually have to let up a little bit. I didn't have to at all because I'm just not going as fast as I should be here. But I am going to see if I can. Oh, missed that shift. Find in this car, it's if I fudge up the shift, in that I don't shift far enough down, maybe go down 2 gears when I intended to do 3. Once I've hit the gas again, it's kind of too late to let off and downshift because of the rev safety. Because as soon as you hit the gas, the engine revs up again, and I can't shift down anymore. So I have to wait for the revs to come down before I can shift down another gear. So haven't quite gotten the hang of how best to do that, so I tend to mess it up. I think I can do this one pretty good in 4th in this car. Also not very fast, but finish this lap with little dialogue, see if I can get a little bit faster. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in my next video, or just to see me really. See that loose rear end there? Started to slide. But I'm getting a hang of it and able to catch it now. This wasn't the case before. Guess that's also something that you can need to figure out, like configurations of the car, like the downforce, angle of the wings, etc. But I of course know nothing about that, so probably won't be messing with that in the car. Probably just have the mechanics set it to a safe position, so probably lots of downforce, and leave it at that. It is going to be plenty fast for me. Even at max downforce, I believe. Oh. that's the kind of thing that I want to avoid when I get on track in the real car, because it's gonna be damn expensive if I do that in the real car. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to Tick Lane.